The final 4 teams competed earlier today in the IHSA Boys Class A State Basketball Tournament. Now there are 2 teams vying for a state title, and they are the Pinckneyville Panthers and the Pana Panthers. Welcome back to Carver Arena in Peoria. I'm Lisa Prati with the IHSA Television Network. Before we get to the championship game, though, there is still another title on the line, and that is for 3rd place. It's the Westmont against Bureau Valley. The Sentinels' Pierre Pierce will take on the Storm's balanced scoring attack, which is led by Philip Andres. So for more on tonight's game, here are your announcers, Lee Hall and Matt Taphorn.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Matt, I guess this is kind of the gut check game of the day. You got to come out here and put it on the line again for 3rd place, and you thought maybe you'd be playing for a state championship.
Well, these guys have nothing to lose here. One team's going to go home a winner, the other team a loser, but it's for 3rd place. Lay it on the line, have a little bit of fun.
Let's see how they made it here, the road to Peoria for both teams. And first we begin with Bureau Valley. And they started, their last game was against Pana. They lost earlier this afternoon and really had a lead there late in the ball game against the Panthers. And for Westmont, they came up short against Pinckneyville, the balanced scoring of the Panthers. And that's how they got here to the 3rd place game in tonight's action. As we take a look at the players, the key players for tonight's ball game, and we begin with Westmont.
Now we'll start with
Bureau Valley.
Phil Andres had a great game this afternoon, 18 points, came up a little short. They're muscling up after the 3-point shot. As I said, 18 points, 7 out of 15 from the field, 3 for 9 behind the arc, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Great performance by the junior from Bureau Valley.
Philip, one of 3 Storm players averaging in double figures. And when you look at Westmont, you got to talk about Pierre Pierce, his future college team, the Iowa Hawkeyes, headed to the Big Ten title game. He's playing for 3rd here tonight, maybe a record.
Yeah, we'll talk about him again. He's averaging 35 a game, had 42 in the semifinal, has 111 points so far, and needs 46 points to tie Jay Schuyler with 157 points actually for a tournament record.
And ironically enough, that record by Jay Schuyler, when he set the record, the 3rd place game was against Buda Western, one of the schools that fed into the consolidation of Bureau Valley. We'll be back with, actually, let's go to the keys to the game right now, and we'll start off with Bureau Valley. How about the Storm, Matt?
Yeah, Bureau Valley, again, they need to pick themselves up after a tough defeat this afternoon. They were really looking forward to getting in that championship game. They need to pick themselves up emotionally. The big question is their tank empty? They had a tough game this afternoon. They were the 2nd semifinal game. They have to play the 1st game in the evening. And last of all, just have fun. This is a 3rd place game. Just go out there and have a good time. Last game of the season.
And for Westmont, will he get 46?
Exactly. 46 is the question. Will his team allow him to do that? Will Bureau Valley allow him to do that? They need to play loose. The entire team, besides Pierre Pierce, was only 6 out of 30 from the field, shooting 20%. And lastly, just enjoy themselves in this last game. Both teams need to do that. You know, a 3rd place game, there's nothing to come away with here other than a 3rd place trophy. Both teams are going to go home with some hardware.
Right.
But it's all for fun right now.
Only 2 teams get to win their last game of the year, the 3rd place team and the 1st place team. Bureau Valley trying to repeat after finishing 3rd a year ago. We've got 50 years of IHSA basketball on TV. We'll be reliving some of those moments for you tonight, and we will have more at Carver Arena after this local break. It's Bureau Valley against Westmont for the third place game in Class A. Let's go to PA announcer Paul Herzog.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Omaha High School Association of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness. Tonight's third place game in Carver Arena features the Manlius Bureau Valley Storm, a record of 32-2, and the Westmont Sentinels, a record of 28-4. Let's meet the starting lineups. At a forward for the Storm, a 6'6" senior, number 4, Ruben Slock. At a forward for Westmont, a 6'3" senior, number 21, Brandon Stedman. The other forward, a 6'2" junior, number 12, Adam Gutschall. The other forward for the Sentinels, a 6'2" senior, 31, Brett Ladazinski. The center for Bureau Valley is a 6'5" senior, number 52, Mike Behrens. And the center for Westmont, a 6'5" senior, number 42, Jody Urbis. At a guard for the Storm, a 6'1" senior, number 20, John Elliott. At a guard for the Sentinels, a 6'4" senior, number 3, Pierre Pierce. The other guard for Bureau Valley, a 6'3" junior, number 32, Philip Endres. The other guard for Westmont, a 5'9" senior, number 5, Jason Verback. Head coach of Bureau Valley is 11th season, 6th as coach of the Storm, a record of 120-54 is Brad Bickett. Head coach for Westmont in his second season, where he's 56-6 at Westmont, Craig Etheridge. No other state in America can claim the rich history and tradition that has been generated by March Madness in Illinois. March Madness is an IHSA thing. It always has been and always will be. Fans of America's original March Madness, please direct your attention to the arena floor. The officials for this game will be Bruce Yokish of Virginia, Ronald Kuhlman of Beardstown, and Tim Lash of Forsyth.
With the Storm of Bureau Valley, John Elliott, Philip Endres at the guards, Ruben Slock, the All-Stater, along with Adam Gutschall at forward and Mike Behrens in the middle. For the Westmont Sentinels, it begins and ends with Pierre Pierce, 35.6 points per game. Jason Verback at the other guard, Brandon Stedman, Brett Ladazinski at the forwards, and Jody Urbis at center for the Sentinels. The officials, Bruce Jokish, Ronald Kuhlman, and Timothy Lash. And we're just about ready to get started for the third place game. Number 2 against number 3 in the final Class A poll. I think a lot of folks thought this might be the championship game, but it didn't work out that way. Bureau Valley gets it to start, and they just finished playing a couple of hours ago. So they have that challenge ahead of them. Ruben Slock catches and fires, misses. And Pierce comes away with it. He's headed to Iowa. His Hawkeyes will play Indiana in tomorrow's Big Ten championship game. The Hoosiers upset Illinois by a bucket today.
Man-to-man defense by Bureau Valley. Ruben Slock guarding Pierre Pierce out on the floor.
Verbeck, nice give inside, but Pierce couldn't finish. Here comes the Storm. Finished third a year ago, wanted to improve on that. A lot of people thought they would. Slock, good rotation, but the miss. And neither team can crack the net here in the first minute. And there's a 3 for Verback.
That's a shot that was missing in their semifinal game today, as we touched on in the open. Just not a lot of support out of the rest of the team. Only 6 out of 30 from the field outside of Pierre Pierce.
Verback had 11 this afternoon. Inside, that's Behrens with the miss.
Pierce doesn't look like he's in it too much offensively. He's passed the ball every time he's been down the floor so far. So I'm not sure if he's really looking to get that scoring record or not.
Needs 46 to catch Jay Scheidler, who has the all-time tournament scoring record, which includes the super sectional. He has it now guarded by Slock. Pulls up for three, and it's good. And he had a tough afternoon from three, just 1 for 9.
Played around with the dribble a little bit that time against Ruben Slot. Got him back off just a few feet. Good soft jumper from the outside.
2 threes for Westmont. They have a 6-0 lead. Barron's walked.
Barron's a tough kid inside. Was on the Bureau Valley team last year that finished 3rd place as well. Had a good game this afternoon with 11 points, but fouled out in that ball game. As Pena really came back and took that game away from Bureau Valley.
Panthers against Panthers for the championship as Pierce dribbles it out of bounds. And again, he's gone back to the home headband.
The home white or the visiting black.
That's right.
Little double team that time as Pierce was trying to come off of the high screen. Good job by Bureau Valley recognizing they don't want him to get off to too hot of a start here in the early going.
Three-point attempt is up and good for Philip Endress. He averages 12 a game.
3 out of 9 in the ball game earlier today, finishing with 18 points to lead Bureau Valley. Big shot on his first attempt here in this ball game.
We thought the three-point competition was over this afternoon, but we've got one going here. Stedman down the lane. He misses. Bureau Valley gets the ball back. Stedman had a tough shooting afternoon today as well.
Just 2 out of 11.
Yeah.
A lot of those were in the lane and put-back opportunities and just couldn't get them to fall.
Bureau Valley turns it over. Here come Vervac and Pierce with the alley-oop jam, and that's what the crowd wanted to see.
And surprising or not, that was the first dunk he's had in this tournament so far. That was definitely a set play coming out of that break.
Endress for 3. And the Storm back within 2. Endress has 2 3-pointers.
A lot of action back and forth in this ball game. You'll probably see it throughout. A little less intense maybe than the championship game will be. And these two teams, as I said, were playing a little bit more loose in this 3rd place ball game.
Pierce with the illegal screen. He leaned into it just a little bit, and that's his first personal. 4:17 to go first quarter here in our 3rd place game. 8-6. 8-6 the lead for Westmont. This IHSA broadcast brought to you by Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by the Midwest Dairy Association on behalf of your local dairy farmers. Ah, the power of cheese.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Don't even think about it. Why do we always have to wait for the captain? Let's eat! The power of a cheese.
Up in the Hebron possession as Phil Judson dribbles far over into the corner. Now Paul Judson has it. Had a good opportunity for a shot, but decided to fake it. Phil Judson tries it, and Bill Schultz rebounds to put in 2 more points for Hebron. 47-46.
And some classic moments from Hebron taking on Quincy Sr. back in 1952. No body painting back in 52. We're happy to say.
In 2001 either.
We'll have more classic moments from that Hebron tournament coming up Back in 1952, before Hoosiers, there was Hebron. That's the IHSA motto this year. There you get a good look at Bureau Valley head coach Brad Bickett, 120 and 54 in his 6 years, 11 years overall. He was at Buda Western for 5 years, 189 career wins, and he played on the '86 Ohio team that finished second in state to Teutopolis. So he knows all about IHSA March Madness.
And the second smallest school ever to reach the state championship.
Both teams 2 for 3 from three-point range as Barron scores at the other end. Westmont gets the loose ball back. We're tied at 8, 3:41 left here in the second. Stedman chases it down and gets it to Vervac. Here's Pierce from way outside. That's off the mark. Stedman grabs the rebound, puts it up and in.
Where was that shot in the semifinal game?
Westmont needed that this afternoon.
Good action by both teams up and down the floor.
Slock with it. Now it's John Elliott. Gives back to Slock. That three-pointer's off the mark by Endress that time. He shoots 34% behind the stripe. Another alley-oop. Oh, what an athletic play. It didn't go in, but he did about a 180 on that alley-oop.
Well, that was a tough call, too. I thought that was knocked out of bounds by Ruben Slock. Yeah, Pierce made it to be a little more difficult play than really what it was.
Ruben sporting the blonde hair for the state tournament.
He was blonde last year, but not that white.
Gives it inside to Barron's off the glass and good.
Bureau Valley now in their 1-3-1 zone defense as opposed to the man-to-man they've been playing so far in this first quarter.
Here's Vervac for 3. It's short. Stedman another rebound from the L off the mark. Off the rim and no good. 10-10, 2:25 to play here, first quarter. Now Westmont's going to try and trap a little in the half court.
Now the outside official is going to call a body foul.
Looked like Barron's might have stepped out of bounds, but it's a foul instead against number 42, Jody Urbis, his first. Second team foul on Westmont.
Here we go.
Urbis was in foul trouble earlier today in the semifinal game.
Now another quick whistle against Ladizinski. John Elliott back into the ball game. He replaces Endress. The 44 Reed Overly's in the ball game for Bureau Valley now as well.
Should see quite a few substitutions this ball game. Both teams playing their second ball game of the day.
And let's take a look. We saw the road to Peoria. Let's see the other road to Peoria. Not through the tournament brackets, but how they actually got here. Bureau Valley, about 60 miles north of here. And Westmont from the Chicago area. Reed Overly got a hand on it, knocks it out of bounds with 2:01 to go here in the first, tied at 10.
Pierce being much more patient in this ball game for his shots. Not really forcing anything at this point. Only 2 out of 5 so far.
And new man into the ball game, Michael Jacobs for Bureau Valley. Pierce steps into the lane, short on that one. Stedman got a hand on it, now a whistle. Will go against the Storm.
And Stedman in the game earlier today had 4 offensive rebounds as well. So he's very active on the offensive glass, just wasn't very effective at putting it back in.
Slock picks up his first personal. One All-Stater on the other. Slock guarding Pierce, and Slock comes off for help and almost gets a steal.
Yeah, he's fortunate he got his hands on that ball too, because Pierre Pierce had a back cut going straight to the basket, and that was Slock's man.
Pierce goes to work. Baseline jumper is good as he lands in the cheerleaders.
I think he got a little body action there too after he drained that shot. He really gets up in the air, is able to stop on a dime and raise up over the defense.
12 games this season. He scored 40 points or more, 2 of them here in the state tournament. In the Elite 8 in Peoria. Almost gets the steal there. Here's Oberle, bounces it off the back of the rim, follows his shot but can't get it. And here comes Pierce, gives it ahead to Stedman, who can't handle it, but Pierce runs it down. 1 minute left, first quarter. Pierce off the mark there.
Way off the
Didn't
mark.
draw iron. Floating on that one a little bit. 2-point Westmont lead. There's a three-pointer. No good by Koning. Followed by Oberle. Airballs it. And now Koning gets it. Falls away and misses. Nathan Koning, a 6'4" sophomore in there for Bureau Valley. Vervac blocked and fouled.
Vervac at 5'9" went in there amongst the trees and was able to draw the foul. He's got his body into it before he got the shot off.
Koning the foul. That's a second team foul on Bureau Valley. Sends Vervac to the line. 79% free thrower. Hits the first one.
And as we said,
substitutions.
There'll be quite a few going in at the turnstile at the desk in front of us. The scorer's table with quite a few substitutions needed in a game when you play 2 games in one day.
44 Tony Jedd is in the ball game now for Westmont. We'll try and catch up with the Bureau Valley substitutions as well. Vervac's second is no good. Adam Gutshaw brings it down. Michael Jacobs, 34, is the new man in. And almost a steal for Pierce, but he steps out of bounds with 24.3 left.
Good effort again defensively over there on the sideline as Pierce initially got his hand on the ball and tried to save it back in. Just stepped on the line.
Michael Del Preto back in for Westmont. Storm down 3. Little runner there is no good by Elliott. Tipped around. And a travel. Michael Jacobs walked with it.
Too many tips on that ball. These guys need to go up with 2 hands and grab the ball.
Final seconds, first quarter of our third place game. Westmont with a 3-point lead. Del Preto with the 3-point attempt is no good, and that's how the first quarter ends. 13-10 Westmont with the lead here after 8 minutes. We'll be back with more from Carver Arena after this local break. And joining me is Pierre Pierce's mother, Lucille. And Lucille, has to be very exciting for you to be able to watch your son compete in the state tournament, but I understand very disappointed not being in state final.
I'm very disappointed, but he did a lot of good to get them here, and we're all proud of him.
Well, I know that he's going to Iowa, but tell me about some of the other schools that he was considering before he decided Iowa.
The top 3 would be Illinois, Penn State, and Iowa.
And the reason behind Iowa?
Iowa is one, he's almost certain he has a chance of starting. And the coach. He loves Steve Alford, and he felt comfortable with him, and he thought Steve Alford can teach him the things that he did.
Well, I know Iowa fans are going to be very happy with Pierre Pierce playing for them next year. Lee?
All right, Lisa, thanks a lot. Back to action. Nice move to the hoop by Adam Gutschall. He's fouled.
And we may see him in the starting lineup next year at Iowa, as Dean Olivers, their point guard this year, is a senior. So chances are we may see a lot of Pierre Pierce next year.
Jody Urbas whistled for the foul for Westmont. Adam Gutschall goes to the line, 52% free throw. There's Craig Etheridge, the Westmont coach, 56-6 in his second year at Westmont. Brett Ladizinski back in for Westmont. And Gutschall will try the second free throw. Hit them both, and we're back to a one-point ball game.
Pierce was relatively unselfish in that first quarter. As we talked about earlier, it was 3 for 8 from the field, and the rest of the team was 2 out of 7.
Here's Ruben Slock with the steal. Missed a layup.
Left it a little short, didn't have that extra oomph.
Pierce gets a step. And he'll go to the line. He's going to have to pick up the pace a little bit if he's going to get anywhere near 46.
Well, he can put points on the board in a hurry, so I wouldn't rule it out yet. Check back at halftime.
7 points so far. He's got 1,074 in his career, the 17th player in state history to score 1,000 points.
And the 111 points he put on the board so far through 3 tournament games in the state tournament series, he's shot 50%, so it's not like he's just launching shots every time he gets the ball. He's knocking these down with a pretty good regularity.
2-point ball game. Here's Slock from outside. It's a 3. He shoots 40% back there. First basket of the night.
Slock averaging 17 points on the season.
Here he is again. And he's tired. You can tell.
He's tired.
It's 2 layups.
And in the game, in warm-ups, I saw him limping around out there and favoring his ankle a little bit. I know he's got it heavily bandaged, and I'm sure that's bothering him a little bit. And that's his left ankle, which he pushes off on for his layups.
He'll try it again from 3, and it's good. He better stay out there.
Doesn't hurt him on the 3-point shots.
2 in a row, and it's a 4-point lead now for Bureau Valley. Vervac looks inside, now brings it around the top of the key and gives to Pierce, but it's picked off and lost out of bounds by John Elliott.
Good anticipation that time by Elliott. Pierce is starting to break away on his cut to the basket. He was able to get a hand on the pass.
And there you get a look at.
He's got an ankle brace on.
He's got a brace and tape on the other one. This time of year, everybody's banged up just a little, you would imagine. Long 3 that time is good for Endress.
And that's 3 for 4 from 3-point range and 5 out of 8 for the team. Endress and Slock are both warming up from the outside.
5 threes for the Storm, and they have stormed back into it after trailing early.
And again, nobody really coming out and contesting the shot. See Pierre Pierce kind of slacking off there on inside the 3-point line. Endress had already hit 2 3-point shots in this ball game and knocked that one down as well.
It's an 11-1 run for Bureau Valley here in the second quarter. And if you want to find out an all-time record or see how your favorite team has done in its history, click on IHSA.org. 40 million visitors. Can't be wrong. To quote Ed man who we saw in our classics a little earlier today. Everything you would want to know about the IHSA is on that website, as Pierce scores again, give him 10.
Warming up a little bit now, 10 points. About 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Can't hang on to that rebound. He's a leading rebounder as well.
Pierce actually deflected that ball away after it was falling short of the rim. Instead of just waiting and grabbing the ball as it came down for a rebound.
Little runner there is good for John Elliott. The 6'1" senior averages 11 a game.
Good recognition that time by Elliott. Lane area opened up and he took advantage, went straight to the hole.
Pierce dribbles through the double team and he's fouled. Gutschall picks up the personal. Fourth team foul on Bureau Valley here in the second quarter. Pierce off the mark that time. 4 of 11 now from the floor.
Tough to catch and shoot in the air like that from about 3 to 5 feet. Well, probably wasn't as close to the basket as he'd like to have been on that play.
Slock pulls up for 3. It's good. 3 for 4 behind the arc.
As long as he stays behind the line, he's pretty effective.
He's 0 for 3 inside it. And 2 of those were layups.
Yeah.
Westmont now down 10 after leading by 3 after 1 quarter. 4:35 left to go here, second quarter. It's a 10-point lead now for the Storm. Back with more from Carver Arena after this network break.
Emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Back at Carver Arena, Lee Hall, Matt Taphorn. Look at the team matchups. Both teams averaging 7 defensively. Both teams about equal shooting, both inside the arc and behind the three-point line. Westmont has the edge in free throwing. Bureau Valley rebounds a little better, and they have a half-inch reach on them.
Yeah, actually pretty even matchup on paper, but in this situation, both teams playing for third place, playing a little more loose. When you do that, you're not as tight on those three-point shots, and we're seeing Bureau Valley knock down 6 out of 9 here in the first half.
67% for Brad Bickett's squad. Third here a year ago. Storm working in the half court. Slock will try another 3. Got knocked to the ground and hit it anyway. He's got 12.
A little extra arc on that one, too, to get it up over the defender. As Brandon Stedman really flew at the shot. May have got a piece of him afterwards, but the officials letting him play here in the third place game.
Slock was held to 10 this afternoon by Pena, and he's come out to let his game do some talking tonight. Try it again. That one's no good, but he gets the rebound.
And he avoided going inside that three-point line as well on that transition.
And John Elliott forced to call timeout. He was trapped. Bureau Valley will take a 30.
So far, Pierre Pierce really doesn't seem to be too concerned about any scoring mark. Really looking to get his teammates the ball, and seems like he's a little disappointed to be playing in this third place ball game.
Let's take another look at the Ruben Slock onslaught here in the second quarter.
Yeah, this
4
one, he
threes.
really gets it up, arches it high, and gets hit by Brandon Stedman. You see him kind of recovering from his tumble to the floor, staggering. He's back up and ready to go.
It's 19-3 Bureau Valley in this quarter. They lead it by 13. 70% now for Bureau Valley from the arc. Little inside out game for Bureau Valley, and Behrens misses. Pierce, nice give to Stedman, who misses the layup. And jump ball.
Yeah, Pierre Pierce just shakes his head.
Or is it a foul? No, I think they whistled a foul.
One official called a jump ball from the wing, and the other official underneath the basket called the foul, so he was the closer one and made the call. As I was saying, Pierre Pierce was shaking his head. He's giving these guys the ball right where they can score, and they just aren't finishing the play.
And Pierce gets all the pub, but Stedman averages 14 a game. And shoots almost 50% from the field. He makes both free throws. (29-18) now. Storm work it against the Westmont man-to-man.
Good hands that time by Pierce. Stripped the ball away from behind.
Nice move by Pierre Pierce. 42 this afternoon against Pinckneyville. He's got 12 in this one.
The ball fake that time to Brandon Stewart.
Almost another steal for Pierce.
Brandon Stedman, excuse me.
Philip Endress goes into the lane, and it'll be a foul against Westmont. Ladizinski will pick up his second.
And Pierce picked his pocket as he was going to the inside the lane again, trying to come up with another steal and transition bucket.
That three-point attempt is no good for Endress. About 2.5 minutes to go here now in the second quarter. 9-point lead for Bureau Valley. Pierce in the lane. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Starting to get a little bit more involved in the game again.
Behrens picks up his second. Pierce at the line. He's got 13 now. Brad Bickett trying to figure out a way how to defend this young man. Bounce that one no good, and it's back to an 8-point game.
Now, as Coach Craig Etheridge said, they've seen just about every type of defense you can think of thrown at Pierre Pierce.
Pierce picks up the foul on the rebound. That's his second.
That's one thing we certainly haven't seen out of him in this couple of days here, is in foul trouble.
Endress walks.
Good call. He moved both feet there as the defender flew at him. A little shot fake, shuffled the feet before he got going.
Pierce. Wow.
Full court floater in about 5 seconds.
Looked like he was trying to beat the clock. There's 2 minutes left.
Now up to 15.
Gutschall blocked by Stedman and fouled by Stedman with the body.
Well, I thought that was a pretty good defensive effort that time by Stedman. Stayed with the spin moves that time by Gutschall. Got a piece of the ball, but obviously caught him with the body.
7-0 Westmont run. Gutschall tries to put a stop to that here, and does.
Gutschall has all of his points from the line so far, 3 out of 3.
He was 5 of 6 from the field this afternoon, scored 11 against Pana. He has 4, the lead back up to 8 for Bureau Valley. Only 1 regular season loss for the Storm. Pierce looked like he was doing a dribbling drill, and he's slow to get up. Stedman picks up the loose ball and scores.
Looks like Endress is the injured player, getting up slowly, holding his leg there. Another good pass by Pierre Pierce. That time Brandon Stedman was able to get it up and in.
Good look at Phil Endress. .135 left now. Second quarter. Bureau Valley holding on to a 6-point lead, but Westmont's come back. Ladazinski got a hand on it. Bureau Valley will get it back.
Elliott trying to hit Mike Behrens on the opposite block as he was driving to the basket. Good hands defensively that time by Ladazinski.
Bureau Valley's only been around since 1995, a consolidation of Manlius, Walnut, Western, and Wyanett high schools. Jump ball is the call. Westmont gets it on the alternating possession.
Called by the official. His back was actually to the action. Couldn't really see if Ladazinski even had his hands on the ball. But there was a tie-up momentarily, and he gave the whistle to Westmont.
And now stolen away by Endress. Westmont folks wanted a carry or a travel. Instead, it's a foul against the Sentinels.
Yeah, 2 full steps that time by John Elliott going to the basket.
Frawley picks up his first. Team foul number 8 on Westmont. It will send John Elliott to the line, the senior, 72% free thrower. Greg Cooley into the ball game, replacing Mike Behrens. And Brandon Bowman comes in for Endress. And Elliott will get a rest if he makes this one. He does. It's back to an 8-point lead.
Westmont had cut into that large lead by Bureau Valley here in the first half. And misfired last couple trips down the floor.
Matthew Hewitt into the ball game as Pierce fires away. That one rattles out on him.
A little off balance that time with a 3-point shot. Leaning forward a little bit.
Time running out here, second quarter, an 8-point Bureau Valley lead. Westmont comes up with a steal. And then the reach on Hewitt, who just entered the ball game. Team foul 7 on Bureau Valley.
Hewitt was going to make sure he got his name in the stat book there.
Can't blame him for that.
Of course not.
Free throws up and no good by Ladazinski. Slock brings it across the timeline with 23 seconds to play in the half. Bureau Valley will work a little clock and try to get one shot here. Nice trap, but Bureau Valley works out of it. Slock tries the 3 with time left. Westmont gets it, but they won't get a shot off. And Slock gets the spike. 33-25, an 8-point lead for Bureau Valley. They really lived up to their name and stormed back there in the second quarter after trailing by 3. Let's go to Lisa Prati. She is with Bureau Valley coach Brad Bickett.
Coach, your team trailed early in the game, but your outside shooting definitely brought you back.
Yeah, Ruben hit a couple, and then Phil hit another one to kind of get us going a little bit. You know, we're good shooters. It's just, you know, a little fatigue right now. Legs are kind of tired. We spent a lot of energy this afternoon, but proud of the kids. They're playing hard. We're getting to play a lot of kids, and it's fun. It's fun.
Now, how do you go into tonight's game knowing that you have to take on Pierre Pierce? How do you contain somebody with his talents?
You can't contain him. He's going to do whatever he wants. You just hope he misses a few. He's a great player, and I'm a big Iowa fan, so I'm glad he's going to Iowa. So I don't know. He's a great player. He's fun to watch. It's fun for our kids to get to play against such a great caliber player. We're just going to go out and play hard, see what happens.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Bureau Valley right now up by 8 against Westmont. Lee?
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. 33-25 our score. Bureau Valley leading at the half. We will be back with more from Peoria after this network break.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Daddy, can I have some cheese?
Sure, honey.
This is my friend, Mr. Giggles. He wants a piece, too.
Mr. Giggles, huh?
Yeah, he really wants some.
Well, Mr. Giggles, why don't you go get a job so you can buy your own cheese?
Oh, I see you met Mr. Giggles.
Ah, the power of cheese.
And we're back at Carver Arena in downtown Peoria. Our third place game, Bureau Valley leading Westmont after 2 quarters, 33-25. Our championship game coming up after this. It'll feature a matchup of the Panthers. Pinckneyville taking on Pana. This is the number 2 and the number 3 team in the last poll facing each other. Bureau Valley ranked 2nd, Westmont ranked 3rd. When you look at the polls, Pinckneyville is 11th, and Pana just got into the last poll of the season at number 16.
Yeah, but when you do the little things right that both those teams do, they're very well balanced, and Pana especially has 2 great guards, both from a scoring standpoint, and really distribute the ball well.
All right, let's throw it now to Lisa Prati, courtside.
We have the halftime entertainment is sponsored by Phillips 66, and it's called the Hoop 66 Halftime Contest. And this is something that was taking place all weekend long at the March Madness Experience, which is just next door here at the Peoria Civic Center. The gentleman who is going to be competing, his name is Tim Monroe. He's from Gallatin County. What he did was he scored 66 points in 30 seconds this weekend. So what he has to do is score 66 points in 66 seconds tonight. Now, these are the rules for Hoop 66. All shots must be made around the 3-point arc. Those are considered 12 points. For the shots that are made around the free throw line, that is 8 points. And then for any other shot, that is 2 points. So now you have to remember that he must score exactly 66 points in 66 seconds. And what he wins is what anybody here would love to win, 500 gallons of Phillips 66 gasoline. And as we know, gasoline prices are supposed to go up in the summertime. So this is something that he definitely wants to do. And once again, 66 he has to score within 66 seconds. So we'll take a look here. He's only moments away from competing, and he was the only one who did this in the March Madness Experience. And like I said, this was at the Peoria Civic Center. That is right next to the arena. So we are down to almost 10 seconds into this. I think he might be just a little bit nervous. Of course, we have a packed house here at the arena, but, well, he's getting a little bit better now with 37 seconds left on the clock. At 25 seconds, we don't exactly have a number yet of how many he's made. But he has to score 66 in 66 seconds. And how about that? $500, or 500 gallons rather, of Phillips 66 gasoline. And I believe he won it. With 2 seconds to spare. And Steve Bajema, the marketing representative from Phillips 66, will be presenting him the certificate for 500 gallons of gasoline from Phillips 66. What a fantastic thing to win. If we can get Tim Monroe here, I need to grab you for just a second. I've got Tim right here. And Tim, this is pretty impressive. Had to score 66 within 66 seconds. And how do you practice for something like this?
Well, I haven't shot a ball in over a year, but I'm so wore out right now. You can tell my age. I'm getting ready to turn 30 in about 3 weeks. It got the best of me there.
Well, okay, now you won 500 gallons of Phillips 66 gasoline. You got to be traveling somewhere this summer. Where are you going?
Well, with my job, I travel all over. I put about 45,000 miles a year, so it's going to come in handy.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Gallatin County High School in Ridgeway, Illinois. And like they said, I was coached by probably one of the best coaches, and he taught me a lot. But a lot of this hard work goes. My dad had me shooting every day, made me shoot about 300 free throws a day, and it's paid off in the long run.
Well, congratulations on winning the Phillips 66 Hoops 66 contest. Once again, Tim Monroe from Gallatin County will be back with more halftime action. The score right now at the half, Bureau Valley 33, Westmont 25. You're watching the IHSA Television Network.
33-25, our halftime score. Bureau Valley leads this third place game. And congratulations to Tim Monroe of Gallatin County, Ridgeway, down from where my mom's from. Coached by Bob Dallas, the 73 Class A state champs, and he won $750 worth of gas.
Yeah, the poor guy thinks he's slowing down at age 30. Wait till the other side of 30.
Man, is he old. Let's take a look at the first half stats here as the Storm lead Westmont in the third place game. Field goal percentage, both teams right at 37%. Look at the three-pointers, though, for Bureau Valley. Ruben Slock, 4 of 7 from behind the arc. Bureau Valley perfect at the line. Westmont 5 of 9. Bureau Valley winning the battle of the boards and the turnovers. 8 for Bureau Valley, 7 for Westmont. Leading scorer in this one for Bureau Valley is Ruben Slock with 12 on those 4 three-pointers. And it's Pierre Pierce, who else, with 15 to lead the way for Westmont. Bureau Valley did a much better job there at the end of the second quarter.
Well, the two leading scorers, Bureau Valley, 12 points for Slock, 9 points for Hendricks. Those are all on three-point shots. So they're just launching it from 3 and letting it go.
We are going to be back with third quarter action coming your way from the third place game, America's original March Madness. Back with more after this local break.
I'm here with Coach Etheridge, and Coach, Bureau Valley really stepped up there in the first half, obviously shooting from the outside the perimeter here. That's where they're strong at right now.
Yeah, you know, they hit 7 3-pointers against us, I believe, and you know, that's tough to defend. We gave them a couple open looks, but once they got hot, they started hitting them even when we were there. Hopefully they cool off a little bit in the second half and we can make a run.
When you look at Pierre Pierce, they've actually stopped him at 15 points. We're not used to seeing that in the first half.
Yeah, you know, Pierre's playing on tired legs, and I think that's a factor right now. Hopefully he can step it up a little bit too.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Back to Lee.
All right, Lisa, thanks a lot. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights. We're going to see a lot of threes from Bureau Valley and a lot of Pierre Pierce for Westmont. Here's the two All-Staters right there on your screen.
There's Pierce right there, really doing a lot of action at the bucket. That was his fadeaway on the baseline. Here's the outlet pass. Switch to the left hand off the ball fake. And then again on the break, Pierce able to get the ball up at the basket and that little running shot on the baseline. Phil Endress, one of his 3 first half 3-point shots for his 9 points to go along with Ruben Slock, 4 3-pointers for 12.
One of these teams will go home with a third place trophy. Who will it be? We'll be back to find out right after this network break.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
$16 minutes to play to decide the third place trophy in the state of Illinois in Class A. Pierre Pierce, 15 points. He's still got a ways to go to catch Jay Scheidler.
He needs to double that with 31 to tie Scheidler. That's also the record for the most points scored in a half by the same Jay Scheidler in 1976.
Bureau Valley off the mark on their first 2 shots. Pierce gives to Vervac down the baseline in the trees and has it blocked.
Almost exactly how they started the ball game, but Vervac launched that from 3 instead, and this time he tried to take it all the way to the bucket.
Slock will try another 3.
A little quick that time by Slock outside on the give and go on the post.
And the fouls against Mike Behrens.
52, Mike Behrens. 3 on Behrens.
That's 3 on Behrens.
Behrens hasn't been a big factor in this ball game. 4 points and 2 rebounds.
Stedman wings it over to Pierce. High arching shot for 3 is good. He's got 18.
Good release that time. Bureau Valley lost him on that cut through the lane, and Brandon Stedman did a good job with the pass across the court to hit Pierre Pierce wide open from the corner.
The Sentinels back within 5, and a foul before the shot will go against Ladizinski, and that'll be his 3rd. Bureau Valley the inbounds and the air ball.
Little runner that time, came up short by Endress.
Pierce had a man but didn't see him. Goes for the reverse layup, and he's fouled.
Just shifted it into another gear once he got the ball in the wing against Ruben Slock. We talked about Slock being slowed down by a little bit by that ankle injury.
Pierre is the all-time scoring leader, career single season in game at Westmont High School. Broke the records of a guy named Joe Morganfield. His father, McKinley Morganfield, you might know better as Muddy Waters. Great blues legend. Of course, the Rolling Stones got their name from the Muddy Waters tune, so you can tie Pierre Pierce to the Rolling Stones if you want.
Probably Kevin Bacon somewhere in there.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's tied to Bacon. There's the three for Bureau Valley. Gutshaw with 7. Stedman can't get the layup to go. Gets it back, puts it up, right over the rim.
And again, Stedman's very active on the offensive rebounds. He just kind of throws it up there once he gets it. Not really a lot of control on that shot. Put a saddle on him. About had Stedman and Pierce on his back that time.
And Slock was kind enough to grab Pierce and keep him from falling over him.
And again, that's some of the intensity level involved in this ball game as opposed to the next one. And both teams just out here to play for fun right now. Of course, they want to bring home the 3rd rather than the 4th place trophy, but not nearly as intense as the next game might be.
Next game, a rematch of the '88 title game. Pinckneyville and Pana. Pana won that one. Who'll win the one tonight? Looking forward to it. That's a travel against Adam Gutshaw.
Gutshaw double teamed that time on the post.
Brad Pickett not pleased on that one. Against 3 guys, Pierce puts it up. Stedman gets it and doesn't get that one to go. Pierce follows it up and scores and gets the deck.
Pierce couldn't even see the basket at that time. He was actually pulled down from behind by Endress. Still is able to get it to go.
Westmont within 4. Travel against Gutshaw. 2 straight turnovers on the junior guard.
Yeah, Gutshaw took 2 steps after he caught that ball, trying to get himself squared up for the 3-point shot. Just a little step slow right now in the 2nd game of the day for Bureau Valley.
36-32. Vervac can get him within 1. That one bounces no good. Stedman another offensive rebound. And here comes the steal by Gutshaw. And he puts a move on Pierce at the other end.
Good job going under control that time by Gutshaw as Pierce was right behind him, breathing down his neck. Lazy pass that last time down the floor by Stedman. He was thinking about it.
You heard a little ooh from the crowd, too. Nice running one-hander by Pierre Pierce. 24.
Got 10 points, excuse me, 9 points already in the first 3.5 minutes of the 2nd half.
3-pointer by Endress is good. He's got 4 threes, 12 points on the game. And it's back to a 7-point lead. Stedman gives to Pierce, who's open. It's good.
Starting to warm up.
27 for Pierre Pierce.
Official calling a warning that time, but the Westmont player touched the ball after it went through the net.
4:13 left in the 3rd. We've got ourselves a good ball game here. 41-37. Bureau Valley leads. We'll be back in Peoria after this local break. Welcome back to Carver Arena in Peoria. Here's our all-time, all-tournament team. Jay Scheidler from Lawrenceville. Robish out of Springfield. Marcus Liberty from Chicago King. Pierre Pierce is on there.
Pierce is up to 138 right now. Or excuse me, 138 with that last three-point bucket.
Well,
and Dan Duff.
He's got a shot.
Within 19 right now. And he's put 12 on the board here in the first 4 minutes of the third quarter.
27 for the game. Good ball movement. That one might have gotten a little, thought somebody might have gotten a piece of that shot by Elliott. Their team's now shooting 38%, and Pierce walked. Traveling the call on Pierre Pierce.
There was a little bit of a bump there going down the lane, but Pierce actually was hoping to get the basket on that one.
You want to see that record.
Well, you know, it's third place.
That's right. Inside move there by Behrens. It's his first basket since the first quarter. He's got 6.
Behrens with the mismatch inside. Nice little left-hand lay-in.
Pierce from way outside.
Make that 16 away.
.30 with 3:11 left in the third and 8 more in the fourth. Ruben Slock's been quiet for a while. After nailing 4 threes in the second quarter, he hasn't scored here. That's about a 26-footer that's short.
That's about 36 feet.
Okay.
I'm closer to the basket than he was on that shot. I'm not sure what the message was from the coach that time, but told him to think about his shot, but maybe he's feeling it. Who knows?
Nathan Koenig in. Ruben Slot gets a rest for Bureau Valley. 3-point ball game. 2:45 left. Little scoop there by Elliott's no good. Pierce a little behind the back dribble there. His shooting percentage might take a beating tonight, but he's going to take a run at it, I think.
Well, he's right at 50% right now, which is, again, what he's shot so far in the state tournament series.
Bureau Valley turns it over. Mike Behrens couldn't hang on. Almost a steal for the Storm.
Pass outside.
Vervac, nice looking 3, but it's off the mark. And the rebound for Behrens. He averages 6.5 a game.
Might have caught Vervac a little bit by surprise there. Pass the ball. Endress is lighting it up again. That's his second 3 here in the second half.
He's got 15.
All on 3-point shots.
Bureau Valley back up by 6. Vervac puts it off the glass. It's no good. .135 left in the third. 3 by Endress that time is off the mark. Pierce off the glass. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Dribbling that thing head high and not giving it up.
Now he's starting to get a little winded. You see him bending over there, grabbing the shorts, hands on the knees. Starting to breathe a little heavy out there. That last 8-minute quarter might be a little struggle for him.
Mike Behrens picks up his 4th personal on that one, and a little short on the free throw. That's a sign of the legs going a little bit.
Absolutely.
And a line change for Westmont. Thomas Frawley, number 10. Brandon Stedman back in there. And Matt Forsley, number 23. There's a look at Pierce. Really a nice young man. We got a chance to talk to him Thursday in the little media day they have here, and very conscious of his teammates. Not a selfish player by any means.
No, and you know, their coach, Craig Etheridge, even talked about the fact that the rest of the team knows their roles. That's got to be an intentional foul.
Grabbed his jersey. If the one this afternoon was that we saw.
They called a foul earlier today in the game. Was that against Bureau Valley, or was that in the game
it was
we
in
did?
Our game? It was in the Pinckneyville Westmont game.
Called against Westmont. You're right. And clearly he was going for the ball. That was a situation where the player was not even attempting to go for the ball.
Craig Etheridge is trying to explain that to one of our officials. Minute 15 to go here in the third. Pierce can get to 33 and cut the lead to 3, and does.
33 of their 43 points right now.
And what did we say Scheidler scored?
31 in the second half. He's already got 18 in this quarter.
Elliott scores, but he scored 45 of their 65 in the game, didn't he? Is that right?
In that third place game.
I remember the Jay Scheidler days very well.
Pierce taking a little break on the offensive end this time. Content to stand outside the three-point line.
And pick it off when they bring it at him. Slock tried to set up for the charge.
Didn't get the roll.
And just bothered Pierce enough where he missed it. And Enders comes up there with it. Reach on Stedman.
Little chippy foul in the backcourt.
That'll be his third.
Pierce upset with himself after missing that close opportunity against Reuben Slock. But Slock did a good job of holding his ground and adjusting the shot that time by Pierre Pierce.
24 seconds left, third quarter. 5-point ball game.
Bureau Valley can be content to wind this clock down for the third quarter.
Baseline jumper by Koenig is no good, and Bureau Valley gets it back. They'll try again with 7.6 left in the third.
Pierce and Urbis fighting over the offensive rebound. No communication between the two of them as to who had the ball. Possession will go back to Bureau Valley.
Elliott inbounds, picked off. Pierce got a hand on it. Here he goes with time left. Goes for the dunk and missed it. A lot of contact.
Boy.
Slock at the other end for 3 is no good. And I think they might have had a gripe there. I think Pierce was fouled. 48-43.
He's not getting much respect out of the officials right now.
5-point ball game after 3 quarters. Back with more after this network break.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Personal fouls on Bruce Brothers. Phil Judson on the free throw line for Hebron. Scores 48-46. Quincy leading by 2 points. First shot is good. Now it's a 1-point lead, and Phil Judson has a chance to tie it up. 20 seconds left to play in the quarter. The ball game is all tied up. 48-48. Quincy has the ball now.
In 1952, let's go to Lisa Prati.
Joining me is Bob Haskell. He is the assistant principal at Bureau Valley. You had obviously some time to talk to the players this afternoon after losing in the semifinal game. What were their thoughts on playing for a third-place title?
Well, it was tough. They had something to eat and rested as much as they could. It was a short time span, but, you know, they're playing for pride. Coach Bickett finished second as a player when he played, and we finished third last year, and we came down expecting to be playing for the championship. So it's a disappointment, but the kids are playing for pride. It's a team effort. They're all working together, and you know, just a great bunch of kids.
And actually, you have something that's pretty exciting when you go back to Bureau Valley tomorrow.
Well, we have reception at 1 o'clock for the fans and to welcome the team back. Our cafeteria staff has baked a cake that is the length of a cafeteria table. I think they said they used 18 full sheet cakes to make the cake, so we're hoping everybody's going to get a piece of cake tomorrow.
Great, Bob. I wish you'd save me a piece.
We'll try to.
Okay. Back to you, Lee.
Thanks, Lisa. Barron's at the line, makes the free throw. And I aired, it's Hebron against Quincy in 1952.
It's nice that you can admit it. Fourth foul on Brandon Stedman on that last play. He'll take a seat on the bench.
I don't have a choice. There's too many people in the truck to point out all my mistakes. And now I've got you. Fellow alum. 33 points for Pierce. He needs 13 to tie Jay Scheidler. And Adam Gutshaw bounces it off.
He's still drawing a lot of attention on the defensive end.
Barron's in there with 4 fouls for Bureau Valley, almost a steal. And the fall-away jumper for Gutshaw. He has 11.
Good adjustment that time by Gutshaw as he was trapped there on the baseline. A little fadeaway, was able to knock down the big shot.
Pierre needs 13. I wonder if he knows.
I wonder if Bureau Valley knows. They're giving him a lot of attention. It's only the 5th team foul against Bureau Valley, so we won't be on a 1 and bonus opportunity yet.
Slock picks up his 3rd. Westmont will inbound it. Del Prado off the mark, and Slock gets the rebound. He's the all-time Bureau Valley leader in scoring, rebounds, and steals. Of course, the school's only been around for 6 years.
Hendricks to get a chance here to score his first points inside of the 3-point line. So high, about 8 in the ball game so far.
Del Prado, the foul. Enders with 5 3-pointers in this one. He came very close to a triple-double in the super sectional. 10 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. He was 4 assists away, but that's still pretty impressive for a high schooler.
Yeah, 6'3", he's got a very versatile game. I remember last year he played as a sophomore, was a big contributor for the team. Back as a junior, and I'm sure he'd like to complete that with a 3-peat next year as a senior.
People touching the ball. Pierre Pierce isn't one of them.
And the end result is no points.
Foul's going to go against Ladizinski, and that'll be his 4th.
A little bump there as the pass is being caught by Gutshaw underneath. That'll be the 6th team foul against Westmont. The next one will be a bonus opportunity.
Bureau Valley going for their 2nd straight 3rd place trophy. One of the teams in the next game, Pinckneyville, back in the 50s, won 3 straight 3rd place trophies, 53, 54, and 55. Bureau Valley turns it over. Here comes Pierre Pierce. Hasn't scored in the 4th. Unselfishly gives it up, and it's blocked out of there by Philip Endress.
Well, you certainly can't say that Pierce doesn't try to get his teammates involved. It's just when he does, there's not much of a successful outcome.
That went off the mark by Tony Jed just into the ball game. Pierce comes up with the follow-up, 35. He's 11 away.
With under 6 minutes to play.
Counted.
Got hog-tied there that time by Vervac. Big, strong Mike Barron still able to get the ball in the basket after a made shot by Pierre Pierce at the other end. Bureau Valley comes the other way. As I said, Vervac really catches him around the neck, but Barron's still able to get the ball in the bucket.
Barron's in double figures. He's been in double figures every game here in the tournament in Peoria. 10 in the first round against Macomb, 11 this afternoon against Pana, 11 in this one. And it's back to a 12-point lead for Bureau Valley. And Pierce needs 11 to tie Jay Scheidler in the record books. Del Prado for 3.
Good unselfish pass that time again by Pierce, setting up Del Prado from the perimeter.
Just like George and Wheezy, Pierre Pierce is moving on up. Needs 6 to catch Robish. And 11 to catch Jay Scheidler.
And he doesn't have much in the tank right now. You see him kind of walking down to the end of the floor for the free throws by Bureau Valley. And John Elliott at the line.
Dave Robish scored 152 points for Springfield back in 1967 as the Senators won the third-place game, beating Rockford West 81-65. And who won the state championship that year? Matt Taphorn.
And what year was that?
1967.
Ooh.
Pekin High School, your alma mater.
Double A, you
Tell
bet.
me you don't know that?
I do know that. 64 and 67, thank you very much.
Pierce with 37.
And his third foul. Now he's within 9. Still about 5 minutes to play in the ball game, so it's very possible.
Dottie Hawkins, the Pekin coach back in 67 when Robish scored the 152. Barry Moran, the star for Pekin back then.
Turnover, Ruben Slock anticipating the pass out to Pierre Pierce. Did a good job of coming up the steal.
Slock, a pretty good ball handler for 6'6". Bureau Valley tries to build on an 8-point lead. Stedman comes up with the rebound.
Puts it right into Endress's hands. He almost came up with a steal there.
And the Sentinels turn it over. 4:27 left, an 8-point ball game. We will be back with Pierre Pierce's pursuit of Jay Scheidler after this network break.
Don't even think about it. Why do we always have to wait for the captain?
Let's eat! The power of cheese.
Ball game is tied up at 48 all. Ready for the tip. Schultz gets it. Tips it over to Phil Judson. Judson lets one go from the side. It is no good, and there's a scramble for the rebound. The new man, Tom Payne, is tied up by Bill Schultz.
And more from the Hebron Classic back in 1952. She's just all tuckered out. Too much basketball for that little one, but plenty more to come your way. The storm warnings are out. Bureau Valley looking to take their second straight third-place trophy. And for Westmont, Pierre Pierce looking to catch Jay Scheidler.
What are you looking at me for?
Well, you gave him an update there in the timeout, didn't you?
Well, he's sitting right next to me in the timeout, and I just happened to casually mention it to him.
Yeah.
And then the assistant coach came over and said, "What was that?" I said, "He needs 9 more." He goes, "Oh, I thought you said he only had 9 points."
He's obviously heard about your
game I am.
He's obviously heard about your accounting skills. And that's 5 now on Ladizinski.
And I think they are very aware of that, because when I told them that, I think it was on their mind.
Ladizinski fouls out without scoring.
And again, I don't want to come across as saying that personal accomplishments are to be put in front of team accomplishments. But clearly, if this was a championship game as opposed to the third-place game, you might see a different mentality out of Pierre Pierce.
Well, and I'm sure that was the case with Jay Scheidler back in '76.
Absolutely. And Scheidler had 48 points in the semifinal game that day to even get his team into the third-place game. And surprisingly, they didn't make it to the championship with that kind of performance.
Ruben Slack now with 13.
Oh. He was listening.
We approach the 4-minute mark, 59-50. Bureau Valley ball out of bounds with 4:01 remaining.
That was one of his easier opportunities at the other end as well. Missed an easy one inside.
Little jump hook, no good for Barons.
Team looking for Pierce down low or down the court.
Tough running one-hander doesn't go. And maybe running out of time.
And out of gas. He's struggling to make it down the floor.
Endress for 3. He's got 20. There's another one for Pierce. Give him 39.
Full timeout. They still have 3 left. Chance for him to catch his breath a little bit there.
Back with more from Pierre Pierce and Bureau Valley after this network break.
Real people, real answers, real quick.
Big Thompson with the ball over to Phil Harvey. Now there it goes into Bruce Brothers. Brothers lets one go, and it's good.
And we're back at Carver Arena. More from that 1952 Hebron Miracle. Next year, the IHSA will commemorate that championship. And if you have any memories of any kind, what are they spelling out?
Well, they spelled out Pierre.
Oh, Pierre, yeah. And that's Jody. Jody Davis. Congratulations. Check in with your spelling teacher on Monday, guys. Anyway, if you have memories of Hebron you'd like to share with the IHSA, go ahead and if you have anything you'd like to share, go ahead and mail it to the IHSA offices in Bloomington. Here's Pierce, fouled, and he'll get a chance to put up a couple with the clock stopped. Or if you'd like to mail some, email some Hebron memories, it's hebron@ihsa.org.
7 out of 10 from the line in this ball game by Pierce.
39, he needed 46 when the game started. No good.
You get a little tired. A little bit more of a struggle to get the ball up to the rim. That was a bigger struggle.
Way off.
he's doing a little hawking of the ball, trying to come up with a steal.
And Bureau Valley
there, and he's fouled.
Bureau Valley cooperated that time, turning it over. Fouls on Endress.
Still 3 minutes to go in the game, but right now Bureau Valley is content to take a little air out of this ball. Wind the clock down a little bit with a 10-point lead.
Here, Pierce will try again. That's more like it for him. That's now his 13th game of 40 or more points this season, 3 of them here in Peoria in the last 36 hours.
Now within 5.
.256 left. Bureau Valley's lead is 8 as they go for the 3rd place championship. Second straight 3rd place finish, rather. Elliott fouled on the way to the hole. We'll go to the line for 2. Let's see where Pierre is now. He's now 2nd behind Scheidler, passing Grobish. Elliott's first free throw is good. He's got 8 on the night.
Game still somewhat in question at this point. Bureau Valley up 9, looking to go up by 10.
And they do. Elliott with 9. And Enders knocks it out of bounds for Bureau Valley. 2:42 left. That young man in pursuit of a 25-year record. Instead, his teammate Frawley fires up the 3, no good. Burback comes up with a steal. Gives to Stedman, but charges before he passed. Westmont 30% from 3-point range. Bureau Valley 52%.
Yeah, that's an amazing statistic. When you're shooting like that, everything's going in, or at a good pace anyway. It's tough to overcome that defensively.
Running one-hander for Elliott. He's in double figures with 11. Pierce for 3. It's good. 1:54 left.
I checked with my assistant coach over here on the right. He said 2 more. Is that correct? I said, yeah, you're right.
And if they know accounting is your expertise.
Well, I'm sure they'll thank me later.
Oh, I'm sure.
A little travel there. 1.5 to play.
Bureau Valley's very likely going to get a 3rd place trophy. Will Pierre Pierce get the scoring record?
He's going to break it right there. Nope.
Air ball.
He'll get another chance.
You were a lot better eyeballing it when you were shooting it yourself.
Yeah, they're telling him to foul now. Now still with a 9-point deficit. Going to get a timeout here by Westmont.
He knows now. Coaches inform him how many he needs. 1:08 left. 66-57. Pierre's biggest point total of the year came against Lamont when he scored 52. This is the 3rd time he scored 44. Once against Fulton, one against Gardner South Wilmington, and tonight, coming up next, it's Panthers and Panthers for a state championship. Pana taking on Pinckneyville coming up next. And I have to give a little plug to Pana. We do the St. Jude Memphis to Peoria run every year. And the people in Pana don't know us from Adam, but we've gone through there all these years. And the high school kids have parties at the pool all summer, raise money, and donate a check to St. Jude every year. So Pana has a little special place in our heart. We appreciate that. Wish both teams good luck tonight.
Should be a great game. Both very well balanced teams. Pinckneyville may be the better rested of the two. They had a couple of easy games so far down here in Peoria, and their big guys inside were well rested in the game today. A little bit of foul trouble kept them on the bench, so they should be the better rest of the two teams.
I want to send a little thank you out to our friends down in Pana.
No problem.
They didn't know they were dealing with somebody famous.
They do now.
1:08 left. Elliott at the line. He's got 12. Well, the third place trophy is theirs. Now can Pierce get the record?
They're going to run him through, try to swing the ball back around, and he's open on the wing.
Bureau Valley probably doesn't want him to get it. You think?
I'm sure they don't. Travel.
And a travel as Gutshaw grabbed the rebound. He fell to the ground and traveled, so 52.3, another chance for Pierce.
Watch the lob in the middle here to Pierce.
There he got it.
He's tied.
Now tied with Jay Scheidler for the tournament scoring record, and a little easy one here at the other end. Westmont slow to get back. And Barron scores. He has 13. Pierre Pierce and Jay Scheidler tied. I think the crowd knows it.
They'll get a chance to shoot the free throws. It is a 1 and bonus, not a 2-shot foul or double bonus. He's also tied Jay Scheidler's record for most points in a half of 31, also in that third place game in 1976.
And as we mentioned, it came against Buda Western, one of the schools that fed into Bureau Valley, and Ruben Slott gets a good hand, so does Mike Behrens. Disappointed they won't take home the first place trophy, but happy they come out with a win in the last game of their high school careers. Into the ball game now for Westmont. It's Adam Hardy, and number 20 is Nick Vieira-Matas. Chad Deaver in for John Elliott, also a senior, playing his last game for Bureau Valley. And Phil Endress will get a hand from the crowd.
I think they're trying to freeze him.
His own coach is doing it to him now. Cody Jed.
Well, they haven't sent anybody to the scorer's table to replace Pierce yet.
No.
So they need to make sure that he gets one of these. It'll have to be the first. Nope.
And that's Jack Creason, number 30, with the rebound. Good to shoot a couple of throws and maybe get his name in the record book. 30.1 seconds left. There's still another chance.
And Coach Craig Etheridge is over there debating whether or not he should put anybody in. I don't know if I would if I was him. And with the lineup in there right now at Bureau Valley, I would anticipate seeing Pierce either take the ball to the hole or get fouled again. They certainly don't have the defensive matchups that they had with the starters in there.
Mike Jeselowski in.
Pierce just goes and gets it himself.
Fall away jumper is no good, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2 this time.
Yeah. And again, he needs 1 out of 2.
An outstanding individual effort by Pierre Pierce here in this tournament. I think the crowd would kind of like to see him do it.
Yeah. The neutral fans behind us here getting into the game as well. And there it is.
There it is. Pierre Pierce has the tournament scoring record, breaking the 25-year-old record of Jay Scheidler.
And they'll get him out of the game now. Hit them both.
48. And a big hand for Pierre Pierce. There's the totals, 159. That includes the super sectional game. Passing the immortal Jay Scheidler of Lawrenceville.
What a second half performance. 33 points.
With a standing ovation from the crowd here.
Well deserved too. The kid's a heck of a talent. He's going to the University of Iowa playing for Steve Alford. And I'm sure Steve is anxiously awaiting his arrival in Iowa City. We are on a first-name basis, by the way. Me and Steve, yeah.
Are you?
Sure. He scored on me quite a few times.
So there's another guy that played on this floor. I'd hate to bring that up to you.
Bring that up. Sore subject.
Hersey Hawkins.
That sort of rings a bell.
Yeah. Our country insurance player of the game, as if there was a doubt, Pierre Pierce, 48 points. Just under 50% from the floor. He is now the leader in points, passing Jay Scheidler, but the third place trophy goes to the Storm of Bureau Valley.
Well, Pierce won the battle, but Bureau Valley won the war.
Well said, well said.
Place.
The Storm take home their second straight, third place trophy. Our congratulations to Brad Bickett and his squad. Only 1 loss in the regular season. And congratulations to Pierre Pierce, who passes Jay Scheidler and now owns the record for points in a Class A tournament, a record that stood for 25 years. Let's go to Lisa Prati and Bureau Valley coach Brad Bickett.
I'm here with a very happy Coach Bickett, and Coach, back-to-back third-place titles. You have to be very happy with that.
I'm happy for the kids because it was pretty disappointing the way things went this afternoon. And for our kids to bounce back after a pretty emotional game, I'm very proud of them, the way they handled themselves. And like I said, it takes a lot of hard work, and we've had a great commitment from our kids. I hope the younger kids in our program will continue to feed off this so we can just keep this going.
Well, during the game, obviously, you are very known for your balanced scoring attack, and you had 5 of your starters in double digits.
Well, that's typical of this team. When we're at our best, we share the basketball and spread it around. And tonight, I thought we were pretty good at that. We got everyone involved, got a lot of people in the game. It was just a fun game, and consolation game tends to be a game for pride. And I'm just glad the way our guys competed and come out and played hard.
You had Philip Endress as well as Ruben Slack playing a great game, and Slack, showing that he has a lot with his perimeter game.
Oh, there's no doubt. He proved this tournament. He's well deserving that first team AP All-State. He's one of the best Class A players in the state. He proved that, and he's going to go on somewhere and have a very good college career, and I'm excited about that and watch him play in the next 4 years.
Thanks, Coach, and congratulations on the third place title. Also joining me is Pierre Pierce from Westmont, and scoring 48 points tonight. You broke records when it comes to an all-tournament record. How do you feel about that with the fourth place title?
I feel good about getting the record. I came out here, I tried to play give my team everything I had. But, I mean, unfortunately, we came up with 2 W's in the season off, but still it was a great season. I had fun playing with the guys.
You can tell you have fun. You can tell there's a real bond between you and Stedman. How much are you going to miss that next year?
I mean, you know, now it's time for us really to move on now. But, I mean, I'm going to miss playing with these guys. We've been together for 7 years now, but, I mean, it's time to move on now.
And now you're going to be playing in Iowa. You have to be very excited about that for next year, having the opportunity to actually play.
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait, really, till I get there, you know. This is when it starts. But, you know, when I get there, I'm going to have a lot of fun.
Now what are you going to do? You're done now with basketball for a little while. What are your plans now for the next coming months?
Playing a couple All-Star games, just relax, really, and then get ready to leave for the summer. Finish off school strong. So, I mean, I don't want my grades to slip or anything, but, you know, then have fun in the summer.
Great, congratulations. 4th place title for Westmont, 3rd place for Bureau Valley. Back-to-back titles. I'll send it back to Lee.
All right, Lisa, thanks a lot. And we don't want the Bureau Valley win to get lost in the accolades for Pierre Pierce. It was a great team effort for the Storm tonight.
Absolutely, and it's a fun game, 3rd place. You know, sure, one team wants to win and go out on a winning note for the season, but these 2 teams really came out and played well, and Pierce truly put on a show for the Peoria crowd.
All right, and the 3rd place championship goes to Bureau Valley, 70-61 the final here tonight. Matt, enjoyed it?
A lot of fun, Lee, thanks.
A lot of fun. Matt Taphorn, Lee Hall, more basketball.